Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Palantir. It is time for another update, and today we will be discussing about the relevant areas of support for continuation in this uptrend that is still ongoing. Yeah, since the previous video we did manage to form an additional new all-time high, and we will be exploring possibilities for extensions still. Now, before we get there, I would like to go quickly through the larger time frame where we are tracking this idea of a 1-2 setup, and then we are looking here for the larger wave tree to the upside, within which so far we have formed a double 1-2-1-2 setup, and then we are tracking this internal wave tree to the upside. Now, assuming we have topped, and there is a good chance we may have actually topped already, I would need now to adjust this area of support for the new latest level of a peak in the wave tree, and I would be watching out for a pretty significant retracement here in wave 4 into the area between the $121 level all the way down to the $66.5 level. Now, that is assuming we have topped. We should be prepared for a quite significant retracement, and at this point it is difficult to say based on the patterns that we have here that we haven't topped. It isn't necessarily my preferred interpretation, and I am not calling a top. We will be watching for the follow-up levels of support for continuation higher, and if we manage to hold them, we can of course track more confidently that we have indeed formed a large, more significant top in the wave 3, and that we should be prepared for the larger retracement in wave 4, where we may find an actually quite nice potential trade setup. Now, within this latest movement to the upside, we have been tracking a few ideas of how it could have unfolded, especially this pattern here within the wave 5 of the larger wave 3. And it is quite a difficult structure to actually be tracking, but what we have been working with here has been the idea of a possible ending diagonal. Now, within the blue scenario, we have the likely top formed where we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, this would be done in that case, and we would be looking for the larger wave 4 to have started. By the way, there are other interpretations within which I could count a wave 3 top as well in this area, so we can not focus on the blue scenario too much. And then we have the yellow interpretation, in which we could actually still track possible extensions higher. What we have been looking for previously in this yellow interpretation is the idea of 1, 2, 3, here a fourth, and then a fifth wave to be forming. Now, within this wave 5, we are tracking an ABC pattern to actually fulfill the entire structure, and in that case I could argue that this is an ABC, but I believe my preferred interpretation for this would be where I would actually allow for this wave 3 to come all the way here, where this was actually an extension, and in that case we should be prepared for another correction in a wave 4, and then still an additional high in a wave 5 to the upside. And in that case, we would need to watch for a new area of support for the continuation of our trend, in which case it would be between the $185 level all the way down to the $154 level. So far, we have pushed into the 38.2% retracement, which also had some pretty nice structural support areas as well, and we managed to create a reaction to the upside, but so far, yeah, nothing concrete. We don't have anything in terms of a clear 5-wave structure up. In fact, this is clearly in 3 waves. Yeah, is it actually? No, we actually formed a new top here. So yeah, we may have a very, very tiny 5-wave move to the upside, but again, this is nothing too reliable. It is on an extremely small time frame. If you are interested, I would be watching out in this case for an area of support here between the $184.5 level all the way down to the $174 level. And so far we have a 3-wave structure down, and we have managed to stop here at the 50% retracement already. And yeah, who knows, we may have already started a 1-2 setup in this area, which could continue in this trend to the upside. I'm not saying no. After all, we did complete this wave 2 correction quite quickly as well. So for me, we are still tracking higher at this point. We have here an internal 1-2 setup on a very small, not too reliable time frame, that is to be clear. It could break down and then still manage to push higher. Keep in mind, yeah, we are still in the larger area of support, And if we happen to break below the 61.8% retracement, well, this is the most relevant level for me, because if that doesn't hold, well, I do still have some ideas of how we could still track continuation higher, where we could still extend into something like a 1, 2, 3, 4th and the 5th, but honestly, nothing reliable enough to make me consider that, rather than be prepared for a larger breakdown here into the larger area of support in white. So for me, breaking below, just wanted to make it clear, or yeah, want to make it clear, breaking below the 61.8% retracement, below the $154 level, means that I should be prepared for the probabilities to have already shifted into the favor of the white scenario and to be headed into the large area of support before forming an additional new all-time high. And for now, these are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.